Fung here. I'm in Arizona and right now at the Petrified Forest and Painted Desert, just taking a quick little sightsee. I'll go ahead and flip it around so you can go ahead and take a look. I'll be taking some other photos too so that we can see it. Enjoy. Bill Fung here. Hello, Denise and I are here at the Painted Desert in Arizona, just relaxing a little bit. She's having a little bit of fruit while we're relaxing, then we're going to go on. Take care. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Slightly different view of the Painted Desert. This is an area that you'll go through first, and then afterwards we go down to the south side of I-40 west to see the Petrified Forest. As you can see, there's a little bit of a rock formation in the background, that's the gray, and then you have the pinkish parts of the Painted Desert here. In real life, in person, it looks very spectacular. Depth and dimension is always a little different with a camera. Another view from a slightly different angle from a mile of where we were. Another view of the Painted Desert about a mile from where we were, with the background of the sky and the horizon line. We've gone about 4.5–5 miles, and then what happens is that you go under I-40 west to get to the Painted Desert. As you can see, there's also a little placard sign here of historic Arizona US 66 route. So we're going to go to the other side now, the southern side of Interstate 40. I had a moment that I could stop. This is Interstate 40. I'm facing east now, as you can see, and that would be going around. Now this is going south into the Petrified Forest area, and then over here to the right side is I-40 Interstate heading west. So just wanted to take a moment to show you this. Just got off the bridge and now we're at mile marker 6 of the Petrified Forest, and we'll continue driving. Let's see what we have further. We're about mile marker 10 and I'm stopping for a moment. This, as you can see, is a train that goes through the Painted Desert and the Petrified Forest. This particular train section looks like it is well over 100 cars, as you can see down in the distance here. I came in about halfway, and it goes and keeps on stretching. I think I'm getting close to the end there, and there was another one going the different way. There's the end of it. We'll see if we can catch up with it a little bit. There's the end, and as you can see in the distance how far it is. Okay, so we've just passed mile marker 10, and we'll go ahead a little bit further to see. I'll give you a little view of what driving this road is like. It may be a little bit shaky, but at least you'll be able to see a little the Santa Fe Railroad track. I just saw a sign for that particular one. Fortunately, today it's a pretty quiet day, so I'm able to go ahead and shoot a little bit of this so that you can go ahead and see where we're headed. I'm going to go ahead and stop now and pick up a little bit later. I'm stopped at one of the sites to see that's called Newspaper Rock, and we'll just go ahead and see it. Off in the distance there, you see it looks like there's a little bit of a river, or excuse me, stream, and then a little closer here. We'll see what else there is. I'm going to walk a little bit further. So this formation or sightseeing area is called Newspaper Rock, and I'm just going to go ahead and go around a little bit so you get a little visual of it. Now below us, this is probably well over 200 feet deep down in the ravine. And I believe if I looked a little closer, or we took the telescopes they have here available, there would be some petroglyphs. Apparently, if you can go ahead and look at the telescopes, you would be able to see some of the figures of animals. That's why they have them as petroglyphs. However, not being...
The handprints in the other corner, we don't know what he's saying. But he said, well, does that look like a bird right there?
Okay, we'll go ahead and walk back. And I'll show you, there is a little sign that talks about that there are petroglyphs where we just came from. Okay, we'll go ahead and go on to the next area. So the section we just saw now, which was the Newspaper Rock area, is just about, I'm going to say, 11 miles into the Petrified Forest area. So like I said, we're going to go to the next sightseeing tour area to see what that holds. So right about mile 13 past the Newspaper Rock, I came to a formation that I just thought would be kind of fun to take a photo of, similar to the formations in the Painted Desert area where you have different layers of rock. Now we're going around the corner and see what else there will be. Well, we just went around the corner, and so we're kind of in the valley in between some of the rock formations. And then again, let's take a look at here. As you can see, just a few snippets here and there for you to get an idea of what's in the Petrified Forest and the Painted Desert.
Stop in front of the sign.
This is another one of the viewpoints of the Petrified Forest. It's called A Gate Bridge. So we'll just walk down to take a look at it to see what we can see. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what this says. Here is okay, we'll just go ahead and walk back to the car. So this is one of the remnants of the petrified forest. As you can see, some of the pieces of wood that have I'll use the word crystallized over the ages on here. Now you're not allowed to go ahead and collect these, but we'll go ahead and just walk through so you can see again what it is. Well, hopefully this gives you an idea of what the petrified forest looks like. Again, we just kind of walked around a little bit in general. The rock little formations or the stubs of the trees are littered through this whole area. Just kind of imagine, I guess a few 100,000 years ago, that this was all forest land. And then obviously with nature doing its thing over time, on many of these forest trees fell and turned into what's now known as a petrified forest. So from the distance it looks just like a bunch of rocks, but if you're up close and take the time and read up on it, it is interesting to be able to see the up close some of the pieces of wood that are now petrified. They don't want you to touch them or anything, so unfortunately I can't get an idea in that sense of what it looks like. But you can see these are probably at least 2 or 3 feet in diameter, some of these. So again, it's been kind of fun to just walk through and take a look at these things here. It's something I've always wanted to take a look at. You can see in the distance there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Those are actually very large. You can't tell, but what's standing here, some of those are probably well over 6 feet long and probably about 4 or 5 feet in diameter. Well, that kind of concludes pretty much our trip through the petrified forest and the painted desert here in Arizona. And now I'm headed on further down and into the Phoenix area. So thanks a lot for taking the time to look at this. And if you have any questions, give me a call. Bill Fung. Take care now. Bye.